Hello and welcome to Justeventonline News at 9. I am Anifat Ismail for news headlines. President Tinubu says his government will maintain current PMS price without subsidy reversal. Federal government says no federal universities allowed to charge tuition fee. Federal government gets Google 1.2 billion support to create jobs. AbdulRazaq pledges more commitment on eye care health. Muktar Shagaya empowers Kwara youth and women, holds skill acquisition training. Aviation workers threaten strike, flight disruption. NDLEA seizes 56.9 million naira worth of illicit drugs in Sept, arrests 343 suspects, and on sports, Peseiro Waldrum to no face in September in FFC. Now the news in detail. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu yesterday said the federal government will take measures to maintain the current price of the premium motor spirit, popularly called petrol, in the country without reversal of its policy on subsidy removal. He also said a threat by the Nigeria Labour Congress to shut down the economy over rumored plan to further increase for price was premature, stressing that it was incumbent on all stakeholders to maintain their peace. The president assured that there will be no further increase in the price of petrol in any part of the country. The federal government has insisted that no federal university is allowed to charge tuition fee in the country. The Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Education, Mr. David Adejo, said this at a public hearing by the House of Representatives ad hoc committee student loan in Abuja on Tuesday. Adejo said the recent increase in charges by the federal universities in the country was unfortunate. The Vice President, Kashim Shettima, on Tuesday received some executives of Google at Presidential Villa in Abuja. Shettima lauded the 1.2 billion grant provided by the technology giant for the support of the Tinubu administration's 1 million jobs initiative. According to the Vice President, the announcement of the grant was commendable and worthy of emulation by other companies. The Kwara State Governor AbdulRazaq on Tuesday pledged more commitment and collaborations with partners towards eye care health in the state. AbdulRazaq stated this during the formal presentation of eye equipment donated by Sight Savers to the government. Sight Savers is an international charity working to prevent avoidable blindness, support equality for people with disabilities, and advocate for change. The governor was represented by the Kwara Head of Service, Mrs. Susan Oluwole, stated that governments have been committed towards revamping healthcare system across the 16 local government areas of the state. He commended Sight Savers for the donation of eye care equipment while describing the gesture as exemplary. AbdulRazaq explained further that the state will continue with its mantra in building more healthcare infrastructures, provision of hospital equipment, and remuneration of health care workers. Also speaking, Honorable Razak Owolabi, the chairman of the Committee on Health and Environment, Kwara State House Assembly, described the donation as a success story for the state. He enjoined healthcare workers to make judicious use of the equipment to save the people of Kwara. In his remarks, Dr. Sunday Isiaku, the country director of Sight Savers, points out that eye care equipment donation are among the numerous health care interventions carried out by the association. He commended Kwara government towards their commitment on eye care health, adding that such show motivates other development partners to also show commitment in eye care programs in the state. The CEO of Smedan Kwara State, Mr. Adebayo Mohammed Lawal, has charged youth on the importance of being self-employed. Given his lecture on Wednesday at the Capacity Building and Skills Acquisition Program for Youth and Women of Ilorin West as a federal constituency organized by the Nigeria Press Council in collaboration with Galimo Nigeria Limited, harped on the need for succession plan for a business. The program, which was facilitated by Honorable Member representing Ilorin West as a federal constituency, Honorable Muktar Shagaya, aimed at enlightening and educating young entrepreneurs on how to boost and sustain their businesses. He also stated the importance of social media in growing their business. Speaking further, Mr. Adebayo posited that an entrepreneur cannot survive without marketing strategy and skill, thereby urging them to employ great marketing skill for their business to thrive. While admonishing the participants, Muktar Shagaya, who was represented by Honorable Bolakale Olote, urged them to make use of the acquired knowledge judiciously. On his part, APC chairman Asa local government, Alhaji Shehu, commended Shagaya for his humanitarian activities, praying to God to continue protecting him. The event also witnessed presentation of certificates and cash prize to the participants as they applauded the gesture, stating that the training will shape their businesses. Aviation workers in the security and logistics segments of the sector are vowed to down tools on Wednesday over poor remuneration, among other welfare issues. The workers under the aegis of the National Union of Air Transport Employees made the declaration in a letter addressed to the Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority, Federal Airport Authority of Nigeria, and other employers in the sector. The National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, FCT Command, said it intercepted about 3,991.032 kilograms of suspected illicit drugs with a monetary value of over 56.9 million between January to date. Mr. Kabiru Takuwa, FCT commandant of the agency, disclosed this in an interview with journalists on Wednesday in Abuja. Takuwa said the illicit drugs seized included suspected cannabis sativa, cocaine, heroin tramadol, among others. The last on the news is sport. President of the Nigeria Football Federation, Ibrahim Gusau, says the NFF will put to rest the lingering contract issues of the Super Eagles and the Super Falcons coaches before their respective assignments next month. This is coming in the wake of the uncertainty over the contract of Justeventonline, who handles the Eagles, and Randy Waldrum, who just led the Falcons to the round of 16 at the 2023 Women's World Cup in Australia and New Zealand. We have come to the end of the news. At 9, here's the recap of the story. President Tinubu says his government will maintain current PMS price without subsidy reversal. Federal government says no federal university is allowed to charge tuition fee. Federal government gets Google 1.2 billion support to create jobs. AbdulRazaq pledges more commitment on eye care health. Muktar Shagaya empowers Kwara youth and women, holds skill acquisition training. Aviation workers threaten strike, flight disruption. NDLEA seizes 36.9 million naira worth of illicit drugs in Sept, arrest 343 suspects and spot. Peseiro Waldrum to no fades in September, NFF says. Thank you for watching Justeventonline News. Remember, it doesn't matter how slow you go as long as you do not stop. For more news, visit www.justeventonline.com. And to read more updates, follow us on our social media platforms with a tap at Justeventonline. You can also send us an email on justeventonline@gmail.com. I am Anifat Ismail. To have a good night rest.